Ladies and gentlemen, hockey fans of all ages, we are witnessing something magical right now with the Winnipeg Jets. After tonight's victory, coming off of an incredible victory over the Seattle Kraken the other night, now extends the Jets' win streak to 8 games. The only undefeated team still remains undefeated after tonight's 5-3 victory over the Calgary Flames. 8-0. If they win on Monday, that sets a franchise record for a win streak and moves them to second all-time for NHL win streaks. 15 straight wins so far for the regular Jets dating back to last year, as well as, like I said, right there on the fact that they have a chance to now beat their all-time win streak against the Leafs. A huge game. I expect that barn to be a sellout. This game was incredible. Lots of great fan antics tonight in the Saddle Dome. Shout out to fucking Al from Toy Story for mocking Nikolai Ehlers behind the bench and the penalty box, You gotta love it. Nonetheless, though, that man was crazy, chirping when they were losing a game, but still, you love to see it. It looked like a great time in the Saddle Dome. Eric Comrie was the starter tonight. I was sweating bullets when I found that out because if you haven't watched this channel for more than a minute, I'm not a fan of Eric Comrie. I know he's a great guy. I know he's a great teammate. I just don't think he's an NHL goaltender. And tonight, kind of showed that at times. You know, he had a couple really weak goals up high off of Comrie, banked into the net, pretty much identical goals in the first and in the second period, I believe. It might have actually been the third period, but nonetheless, still 2 identical goals banked in off the shoulder of Eric Comrie, and that stuff just can't happen, you know. And nonetheless, though, even though he had bad goals and he wasn't able to fix that mistake, he made some key saves down the line. He kept this game for the Winnipeg Jets in their favor, you know, helping Arniel get to that 8-0 start. First time an NHL coach behind the bench has started 8-0 in NHL history. And I gotta say, you know, like I said, not a big fan of Comrie, but tonight he had his moments and he really did shine and keep the Jets in it at times, even with those weak goals. So shout out to Eric Comrie, because I feel like that's gonna be the way this whole relationship goes this season between me and him. I'm gonna say, you know, bad goals, but nonetheless, he still made some key saves at times, thanks to the Jets being such a good team in front of him. You know, I don't care if there's problems with the 5-on-5 play with Mark Scheifele and Gabriel Velarde right now. We know that going back to last year. I've talked about it in every video so much so I've done so far for the Jets this year because it's evident. You know, that line on 5-on-5 play, they struggle at times. You know, I know they're great players. I'm not trashing them as players. They're first-line talent. But sometimes the chemistry, it is very lacking. And I think that right now, obviously, you keep the way things are going. If you want to pull Logan Stanley out, Arniel, I am all for that. Nonetheless, though, what is going to, I think, really be a test so far. Arniel's been incredible so far to start this year, pretty much. That's all I want to say before I even give any criticism to the coaching staff. But I think the real test on how Arniel will fare as a coach, so coming up for this tenure with the Winnipeg Jets, will be how he handles a losing streak whenever that will come. Because the Jets will have a losing streak. It's sports. It happens. It's natural throughout the course of an 82-game season. And if he can adjust the lineup and not be as stubborn as Bonus, then I think this guy might go on to become like, you know, Paul Maurice status. You know, I know obviously the last couple of years of Paul Maurice were rough, but nonetheless, what he was able to do for this team to get them to the Western Conference Final back in 2017 and in the 2017-18 season cannot be understated, and the impact he had in developing talents like Scheifele, like Connor, even like Ehlers, Josh Morrissey, and whatnot to an extent is crucial to the success that this team's having now. And I think Arniel can get up to that point. You know, even with Bonus, he reached a certain level too with the culture and the effort that he was able to get out of the Winnipeg Jets to seasons past. And, you know, so far it just seems like a perfect accumulation of everything with the coaches have kind of been ingrating into their players the last couple of years, and we're seeing the efforts of that, you know. Kyle Connor, for example, incredible. You know, I think that Connor has one of the most underrated shots in the NHL, and the way that he's able to fire the puck this season is incredible, and he's encouraged to. He's being fed as that number one option. He could be a guy this year that we could see could get close to the 50-goal mark, as he was a couple of years ago. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this team has been playing incredible hockey. And Nikolai Ehlers gets that great goal in the power play from Connor and Morrissey in that first period. Kyle Connor gets that second shorthanded goal, an absolute fucking beautiful goal, pardon the language, but sometimes there ain't no better word than that word to describe a hockey goal, and that was one of them. An amazing shorthanded goal from a guy that last year never saw any penalty kill time, has already been a successful and effective weapon on the Jets' penalty kill so far, 8 games into this season, and the Jets have a 2-1 lead leaving that first period. Heading into the second, Rasmus Andersson gets his 4th of the year to tie things up from Kuzmenko, who gets his 5th assist on the campaign, and the Jets are going into the third period gridlocked with the Flames in a very tight matchup. So far, this has been one of the closest games, I would say, where the Jets haven't, you know, foundered. Like, there were moments where they weren't as, you know, deadly as you would like them to be, I would say. but it wasn't like the Seattle game where they were completely outplayed in the first and had to really battle Seattle to get that victory. They battled tonight, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't so much of making up for mistakes, it's just playing a very good team in the Calgary Flames. Like, there's a reason why the Flames have the record that they do so far to start this year. There's a reason why that technically this would be a West final preview if the playoffs were to start in a couple of weeks, and based on the standings right now. So tonight's game was crucial, and we saw that. Perfetti had a fantastic night tonight. Perfetti has been the most underrated Jet going back to last year by coaching staff and fans, and this year he has been, without a doubt, one of the most important factors of the Jets finding success, especially as of late with that second line. He's just been absolutely incredible. And I think that when you add up what the second line has been able to do, you add up the depth and how effective the third line has been with Adam Lowry. That cannot be understated. The third line's success proves that they are probably the number one first line in hockey. And I think that even goes, you could have made that argument last year, but you really can, concretely say that this year about what the Jets are doing with that third line led by their captain and Adam Lowry. And I think that Perfetti, along with the success that we've seen from Nikolai Ehlers and the skill that Nikolai Ehlers has brought in so far night in and night out to start this season, is just incredible, and it's helping the Jets win games. This team will not quit. They battle every second of a 60-minute hockey game, where we have seen in years past in games like this, if you have a momentum-killing goal or a momentum-killing moment in a game, the Jets might take a few steps back, but they have not done that at all this year. And I think that comes down to what Comrie said a week ago in an interview we did with Winnipeg media, talking about how he believes that he's never been on a team before where he's seen the buy-in at this level. And I honestly can see what he's talking about. The Jets are playing team hockey to its finest, and it is winning them important games to the point where they are on the brink of setting a franchise record. And not only a franchise record, but almost a league record. They are on the brink of it, ladies and gentlemen. They are up there with historical teams to start this year so far. You cannot understate how important an 8-0 start to a season is for a hockey club. And it has been an incredible thing to watch and an incredible thing to cover as a content creator, but more importantly, as a fan of this team and as a diehard fan of this team going back to day one. This has been an incredible moment. So if you are a Jets fan, if you're new to watching the Winnipeg Jets and joining in on this bandwagon, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, check out all the affiliate links down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on this game and what has led the Jets to the success so far in your own words down in the comment section below. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Go Jets go! And I'll see you guys in the next one.
It'll all be over.